I see nothing has changed in Love is War Season 2 so far, as the unique as heck editing style hits me in the face right off the bat, no less. Jojo! Oh, check out Love is War giving us some beautifully solid looking animation right there, like it's their bread and butter. Absolutely gorgeous chandelier right there. Loving that. Looks amazing actually. Yep. The fact that Saitama voices him makes this scene 15% more amusing to me. Her voice is stupidly and ridiculously kawaii! Seriously, if I was a betting man, I'd go out on a limb and say that Love is War has some of the absolutely greatest editing I've seen. It's always crazy inventive, and it's deserving of its own other moment, purely so I don't have to keep raving about it with such long paragraphs every time they wow me. Yet another unique editor there! By the by, for those new to the channel, that's a JoJo Anime Wins reference. Also subscribe. Love you! Not only does Saitama's voice actor truly make me laugh, but I got serious Konosuba vibes right there, whereby the voice actor talks over another voice, and that always makes me laugh extra hard. Also, take a second separate win here for bringing back characters, even small ones like him from the first season. Making it toilet paper, and then that sudden break away from the intensity. She's still genuinely such a great character, and I feel like once again shouting out like I did in the first season just how fantastic all of their voice acting performances are. Without such outstanding voice actors, it just wouldn't be as funny, so all the praise in the world to them. Another actually really unique editor to that moment, Tata! On top of having naturally great edits to really play up and accentuate the comedic moments, the editing in general is great too. They frequently use these kinds of backgrounds or emphasis effects to really punch every moment home, and it just keeps your eyes dazzling throughout. It's like there's never a dull moment, you feel me? Oh, I love that smooth as butter animation, it tickles me!
ちなみに他のプレイヤーはお祝い金として2人に5万円渡します。あ、現実のお金じゃないですから。あ、出産マスですね。子供が1人できました。子供？お祝い金10万円です。だからリアルマネーはしまってください。
Can't take much more. I can't. Help me.
あらあら。おかわいそうですわね。
Take one here for the first staple of How Kawaii of the second season. I have zero clue what she's doing in the background, and yet I still find myself loving every second of it. Love her voice so much, get out of here with that. It's actually amazing to me how Love is War can create tense sequences out of the most mundane and everyday kind of scenarios they find themselves in.
さらに言えば白金はそのサイトをすでにチェック済み、自分の人格も診断したし、相性占いも。この結果を篠宮に見せたくないがために、白金は自分の誕生日を固くなに言わない。
Adding in this explanation, as I must admit, I was confused as to why he wouldn't partake in the conversation, since back in season 1 there was a great deal of give and take, not normally one person attempting to take and the other shelling up as it were, but now this makes perfect sense and I'm content in life once more.
二人っきりで誕生日を祝うなんてそんな恋人みたいなことをまあ年に一度のわがままですしね仕方ないですね
I don't even care right now, I'm giving another one for that animation. Love is War once again manages to impress with its new season OP, focusing on animation smoothness with a visual Shazam. It also nicely follows the theme of the overall anime, focusing on the aspects of love and their attempts to both provoke it from one another and deny it from each other, while mixing in their whole cast and backed by a zazzy type of song.
妹さんと仲良くなるには絶好のチャンスそしてあさっては会長の誕生日
Kawaii!
じゃあケイさんケイ
As cute as this scene is, I find myself loving the dedication of putting so much detail into these machines and what they serve, since most anime I think would have scribbled some words on it and added some colour for the soda cans or something. This whole segment allowing us more of an insight into his sister's life, something which wasn't touched much on during the last season and will nicely link into a larger part of the overall story arc of this season, that being his family. Animating multiple characters moving in one sequence, harder than it looks.
私も今日は楽しかった
ゲスこの女はやはり何の躊躇もなく男に体を預ける性欲の化身男を食い物としか見ていないゲスの女なんだわ
I love her nonsense reactions to stuff like this. That happened a lot in the first season too.
今なら引き返せます冷静になるべきよ
誰だって誕生日を祝われたら嬉しいものよ
I adore how she can change her voice so much, from being angry, aggressive to being overly cute. It physically hurts. Yet another unique and edited segment of Banana! What am I writing?
会長誕生日おめでとうございます
Oh yes boy, this gets a win all day long for being like the first outright, genuinely nice thing one of them has done for the other.
その善意につけ込んで篠宮を追い詰めていいのかいやそんなのは俺のやり方ではない
Another great thing about this anime is how even extremely small moments can be expertly fleshed out due to the most expansive inner monologue sequences known to man. It allows for the anime to remain incredibly fresh, even in spite of moving very slowly, and also in spite of being quite episodic for the main part.
会長はかぐやさんのこと好きなんですか
何をバカなことを
I praised her a great deal in the first season for being such a lovable character, but one of the other elements to her that makes her so perfect for an anime like this is her X factor, where she never quite does the thing they both predict she will do, and it makes for hilarious scenes like this.
おかしいですね私には誕生日を教えてくれたのに他の人には教えなかっただなんて
The trickery never fails to be amusing. Here I thought at win number 31 that this was just a damn wholesome moment, and yet they bait and switched me, fooling me as it was a part of her plan all along.
獅子はウサギを狩るにも全力を尽くすお前がそう来るなら徹底的にやってやる
Whoa now, check out my guy pulling out some All Might kind of tones right there. He really has such an expansive range. Heck, they all do really.
確かに
どうしてなんだろうな篠宮も不自然なことをするもんだよな
That's so perfect, and also it's made even more funny by him kind of reminding me here of the dude always giving Class A a hard time in My Hero Academia.
なんだ篠宮のやつ急にもごついてだがこれはチャンスだこのまま一気に仕留める
Ah, I love this anime. It's so cute sometimes, intense at other times with the ongoing semi-pointless, or let's face it, entirely pointless war or chess match they're playing together, and it's genuinely so funny too.
藤原先輩会長の誕生日知らなかったんですか藤原先輩だけ知らなかった藤原先輩だけが藤原先輩だけが
Jesus! Man, leave it to Love is War to create one of the most visually stunning and calming EDs I've ever seen. There was some gorgeous CGI, some bright, colourful and vividly pleasing visuals for my appreciative eyeballs in my face, and a nice relaxing song as well. In short, frickin' loved that. Beautifully detailed view of the school at night.
なんだか歯車がうまく噛み合ってない
温かいお茶も用意してきたんだ
Check out this anime going all first person while she receives some hot tea like it ain't no big deal.
童心に戻った彼に一切の邪念はなく妙なプライドや羞恥心を捨て星に心を委ね
On top of this scene being naturally awesome is that intensely brilliant music. Kind of reminds me a lot of classical songs I've heard. Perhaps some Beethoven or the like, you feel me? I feel like this is also a great time to let everyone know how this channel operates quickly. I have a Patreon account, it's linked under every video in the description. Your boy has fans, and some of those fans have spare cashola that they pledge to help out. Those who have pledged can suggest and vote on every new series covered on both this channel and Anime Since. Every anime voted in is sinned, but not every anime gets a wins version, that's down to me. But if you want to help me keep doing this, consider pledging whatever you can and get numerous rewards back like exclusive videos on 7 Deadly Sins, Angel Beats, or the old JoJo OVAs, and much more.
そしたら自然と体を密着し必ずドギマギするわ。
Homina, homina, homina. Oh man, where did that come from?
じゃあもっとこっちに来い。いいか、親指の先と人差し指の先をつないだ一直。だったらこっちはどうだ。寝転んで正面に見えるのが夏の大三角形だ。
This is just amazing. I don't think we've seen anything like this before. It's a very nice addition that he's so engrossed in his hobby that he's not even thinking straight right now. They've actually added a few nice new additions to this second season just to ensure it stays fresh, and so far they've been very successful.
かぐや姫は月に返される際、愛した男に不死の薬を残す。だが彼女のいない世界で生きながらえるつもりはないと、男は薬を燃やし、物語は締められる。
That's really touching, actually. All the credit in the world to the animators because they actually hand drew her running off. Like, that's insane. Nearly everyone else would have used CGI. They're amazing. Art style change that nearly always scores a win. Using this segment to expertly remind the viewer of larger events which took place during the first season, rather than moving on past them and essentially never bringing it up again.
それ知ってる。藤原先輩の巨乳が邪魔って話をした時、僕を引っ叩いたやつ。こんな感じ。
そんなのずるいわ。
I must admit, they've really thrown me out of sync right here. I mean, their time is done in the student council, so like, what happens now? I'm sad and confused and also kind of hungry, although that's beside the point. But I've got to eat soon. But anyway, yeah, I'm sad, man. Maybe veggie lasagna? I've always been a huge fan of moments like this, everyone sitting together, drinking and or eating and just casually talking. It can really move forward character development and or team building in more serious anime, and in slice of life anime it's like injecting relaxation itself.
そうよ。そんなのはただのわがまま。
And the weirdest win of the video goes to this scene. Genuinely looks stunning and is making me thirsty. Okay, between this win and win number 51, I'm guessing you can tell it's almost my dinner time. Not walking on the spot.
わがまま言っちゃダメですか。一生に一度のわがままです。会長がいい。
Maybe this will actually be the first real moment between them with no games.
会長、もしかして私にこれを言わせるために黙ってたんじゃ。
さあ、どうだろうな。
やってくれましたね。
Son of a... They got me again!
白金、もう生徒会やるつもりはないって言ってなかったわ。
そのつもりでした。これも。
Now that's a nice side moment that deserves a shout out. Yes, he won the game that day, but overall, he was hoping she would ask him to continue being the president, and that's actually very sweet.
私にかかればどんな男も一からって言うなら会長も一日で落としてみなさいよ。
かぐや様がやれって言うならやりますよ。
I like where this episode is going!
GA ハーサカさん。
ピンポーン。よかった、覚えててくれたんだ。
Kawaii! God, I love the strange amounts of insane detail like this up-close view of her drink and nibbled on straw.
その子が普段見てるのはいろんなものをプレス機で潰す動画とかですよ。
猫、いいよな。わかる。
私もうみゆきくんに票入れませんから。
今のマジな自己評価だったの。
Yet another art style change. Love is War is getting all Mob Psycho 100 up in here, boys. Also though, it's good to see the change in direction for the anime, since he's now attempting to become the student council president once more, which just nicely shakes things up as we approach the halfway stage of the season.
熱を帯びる無数の視線。白金の男らしい告白を期待する空気が校舎裏に充満する。
Great example once more of how they used music, voice acting, narration, and fantastic editing to create a tense scene out of thin air.
するのよ会長。
もう言うしかないだろ。万事休すか。
Oh yes, check that out!
身分の違う篠宮と対等に付き合うには向こうから告白され求められる側になる必要があると思っていた。
Not sure if they covered that last season, but take a win all the same for revealing as to why exactly he's personally felt the need to not confess his love first. The mangaka actually gave him a decent reason. Introducing this new character into the anime in one of the best ways, since it's not the easiest thing to achieve in an anime such as this one, where the main characters are so central in every single episode minute by minute. So nicely done.
そう現在の白金は睡眠不足が解消された健康優
Awesome looking rotating Shirogane related shot like it's no big deal.
いける。
真面目で面倒見がよく生徒会長に適した人格だと思いますよ。あと近いです。
あれなんか違う。
手の姿が変わったくらいで冷めちゃう愛なんて最低。偽物ですよ。
God damn, that was just so perfect how they did that. The zoom in on her mouth and slight elevation of the volume just makes that so much more funny. It's insane how they come up with stuff like that.
おう二人とも。
This just reminds me of Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, and where I come from, that equals a win.
藤原の脳裏をバレー特訓の記憶がよぎる。連日連夜にわたる特訓の日々は精神と肉体を激しく消耗するまさに地獄であった。
I know it's from the previous season, but my word, it's so incredibly funny. So strong was its level of humor that it leaks through into this script and gets a win for the second season just by proxy.
藤原自身の甘い判断を呪う。
Literally the best demonstration of showcasing his terrible singing that I could have ever asked for. That was perfection incarnate.
私がちゃんとみゆきくんを歌えるようにしてあげる。ママに任せて。
その母性の出され方は結構抵抗ある。
Another awesome part of the anime as a whole has to be episodes or parts of them that focus on his or her interactions with others in the club or the school. Doing things like this once again keeps the regular format from going stale.
私たちそんなに相性いいかしら。なかなかいません。こんな相性のいい二人。もう結婚すればってくらいですよ。結婚だなんて。続きまして白金さんの応援演説です。
Very nice little added touch having the faded reflection from their shoes and pants, as you Americans would say, on display. I'd say trousers personally, pants are what you wear underneath. I know, right? Crazy world! Not gonna lie, it's oddly exhilarating witnessing all of the parts of this puzzle that they've put together in order to win the election, utilising simple tricks, getting some teachers on board with trickery, and using plants in the audience with a flashy, snazzy little video.
笑うなってのが無理な話でしょ。僕だってあいつには恨みも多い。
Love is War flipping to a manga-style page scroll while discussing this young lady's issues with school and elections like it's no big deal whatsoever.
うん。ママは紛争地区でワクチンを配ってて、パパは裁判所で遅くまでお仕事。
I must admit, I'm kind of blown away. I never actually expected that they would take this much of a deep dive into any other character from outside of the main group, and I also must say that I'm not hating it one bit.
中には意地悪な人もいて、ミコちゃんは表情を変えず、意に介さない。ミコちゃんは人のいないところで泣く。本当は怖がりで、悪意にさらされれば人並みに傷つく。
Man, this is really sad, not gonna lie, and it's made even more impressive by the addition of real-world emotions, because the fact is, no matter how strong anyone may appear on the outside, that doesn't mean that they aren't hurting inside. Rotating view.
おーいいの。
惜しかったな。俺お前に入れたのによ。
Unexpected and sudden plot twist!
本当よく頑張りましたよ。今は好きなだけこうして。
かぐやさん。いえ、その他の役職はどうなるのかなっていうか。
選ばれないかもって結構不安になるもんですね。
何わけわからんことを言ってるんだ。藤原書記、石上会計も新生徒会の初仕事だ。体育館の椅子片しに行くぞ。
Why on earth did this scene make me feel so incredibly wholesome and warm inside? I don't know, I guess I really enjoy moments like this.
新メンバー1名獲得。
such a great episode and a fantastic way in which to introduce a new character into this already tight-knit group by adding a backstory with emotion to it as well as character building over the past 2 episodes. Very nicely done.
石上くんブリーフ派なんだ罵倒にキレがありませんよボンコメ
She is such an incredible character that it sometimes physically hurts me. Ow!
やりちんって何ですか
OK シリやりちんの意味で検索
Well, I think it's safe to say that pretty much none of us expected the episode to start off like this, but okay, let's do this. I'm a boxer's man myself, I'm intrigued. This entire scene, I swear to God, it's so damn funny, I'm giving it 2 wins here. I just wanted to say, it's got some of the best reactions and edited reactions I've seen so far, from both this season and the first, and it's over something so trivial, made insanely interesting and funny because of the constant miscommunication.
いや違うんだっていいの
私は黒の下着なんて履いてないです
Oh please, you gotta stop, it's too much, I can't take it.
白金の脳内ではベータエンドルフィンやコルチゾールなどのストレスホルモンが大量分泌
Another actually genuinely unique kaicho related hand massage related edited moment of that.
これからゆっくりいろんなことを学んでいい。
For the final time of the video in this season, naturally, take one more win for the outstanding voice acting from everyone, but especially the main group. They really did knock it out of the park. Why did I add that?
私素人ですから足元になるだけですので
本日の勝負
Oh dear lord, you have to stop right now!
明日うっかり篠宮に告ってしまいそうなほどの。
この男の子が実は重い病気で終盤死んじゃうんですよ
てめえこらそれはやっちゃいけないタイプのネタバレだぜ
藤原先輩助けに
It's too much, man. It's really too much. Normally, when anime do this, it can quickly become overused and stops being funny. But if anything, this went the other way. I don't even know how they did it, but shut up and take my win.
いったった
篠宮怪我はないか
I know this is just a dream sequence or whatever at the end of the episode, but I'd feel remiss if I failed to mention just how clean and crisp they can make this anime look, or some anime in general, I guess.
異様な雰囲気に包まれる生徒会その原因はこの少女漫画にありました
Change in art style, but also let's just go ahead and quickly give props to the narrator. He's very funny in his scripted observations, and right here that's especially the case with the change of voice.
だけど取り締まられる側にも感情があるの理解してないだろう。相手の気持ちを汲まず頭ごなしに。
うるさい石神に言われたくない
This epic turnaround.
でも頭ごなしに叱るんじゃ素直に従えないよね相手の気持ちも汲まないとはいその通りです
No, no, wait! This epic turnaround!
さらにゲームを始めてうわなんとテレビ接続しちゃってますこれは必要なことなの藤原先輩が言うのならどれが会長ですか
It's the best thing in the world to me that these 3 instantly crowded around the TV and began to play games together while this was happening in the background. Like, I legit have such a big smile right now.
会長
なんで開かないんだ
誰かいませんか
It's so over the top and faked, I love it.
今目をつぶったらどうなるの
I like where this is going even though it's not going there!
火の点検にいつまで時間をかけて
Damn it!
なんだか最近少し調子が
篠宮篠宮
Actually genuinely concerned for her health and safety related plot twist of real concern!
生徒会やめたい
生徒会をやめようとしていた
Don't think I've ever seen an anime do something like that before and after the OP, so take a win for coming up with new Dizzle! Using more of these flashback scenes to yet again show us more about her own backstory as the newest side character in the anime.
これで生徒会は私のもの。
押し倒し疑惑クリア。
ほら、気持ちいいって言いなさい。
This anime has taken a dark and amusing turn!
今日は用事がありますので、お先に失礼します。
おう。俺が生徒会室に来たとだ。
For the final time of this video, take a win for animating like this. So many anime just do characters walking on the spot, but not Love is War. Goodness me, we're over here, and by we're, I do of course mean me, talking about beautiful animation and going the extra mile, and then they pull this smooth as a hot knife through butter piece of animation out and smash it into our faces like it's a piece of warm toast!
を確立させるために様々なリラックス法を右手で触りながら行った。
Being nice to animals is always a win. Yet another unique anecdote.
いやよ、二度と着られなくなるじゃない。藤原先輩が一番望みあるけど。絶対変なことに使う気でしょ。
Him adding the individual voices to all of the girls is one of my favourite things I've heard today.
殺傷大金。
パパ。
おかえり。
It physically pains me to this very day that I do not believe, looking back, that I noticed our Lord and Saviour Dio-sama voicing this character. How foolish of me!
息子の悩みを聞くのもパパとしての活動だ。略してパパ活だな。
Ha! He said sugar daddy and that made me laugh probably more than it should have, but more importantly...
このディオだ。
Another incredibly unique and funny edits to that.
また私に嘘はつきましたね。会長の踊りじゃありません。太鼓の音に合わせてもがき苦しむ人です。
Heck yes, boys and gals, we're getting a second side serving of her helping him to do something, whereas before we only got one. That's tasty and not overly filling.
何をですか？むしろこんなにすぐ代わりを用意する切り替えの速さには感服すらしています。続きをどうぞ。
It's hard to comprehend and adequately express how many moving parts come together in order to create these hilarious moments. Like, it's insane. From the situation they find themselves in, to the voice acting, to the editing techniques and animations, even small things like what she's doing with her hands here make it so much more funny to watch. It's brilliant.
会長はやれません。そうはさせません。会長は取らないで。あなたのものじゃないでしょ。
Must admit, I'm not hating over these two fighting over who gets to teach him. Yeah, go on, take one more. Man, who would have seriously thought that out of the blue like this, they'd tell some of his backstory in a very serious fashion?
遊び半分で応援団入ったわけじゃないと思うので。
言われなくても見てりゃわかるって。
大丈夫。任せておいて。
It made me feel genuinely warm inside that these two who are in charge are looking out for him in a way, and also notice that he's trying hard and taking it seriously.
父さん、なんでいるの？
暇だったから。
この職業不定！
The amount of detail they put into that can is next level insane.
もしかして全てご承知の上で。
当然だろ。
会長。お茶目で愉快なお父様ですね。
Bruh, you gotta love Dio playing tricks like this, even though he wasn't very nice in the conversation about his own son, but it's still Dio. Kono Dio die, you feel me?
団長も石上くんも頑張れ。頑張れ。
He smiled and actually had fun, bless his heart, because they're including him, praising him and rooting for him for the first time in probably years.
もう少し心躍る生き方を。
石上くん、ずいぶん楽しそうにやってるんだね。
It's fantastic how few words were spoken there, and yet I know exactly what's going on now and what the poor lad is feeling, right after he was about to take that symbolic step forward in his life as well.
なんか石上なの？最悪じゃん。団長は？ありえない。風野くんじゃないの？
Man, oh man! Episode 11 of Love is War. This is when they change up the format suddenly, deep diving into character backgrounds and overall development. It's really showing its range above being merely episodic and comedy based, even though it excels at those two formats of course. Even though on the Anime Sins version I did talk about him not even attempting to explain why he hit the guy and instead just saying he needed to be beat up, which makes no real sense, it was still great witnessing the event which took place and led him to becoming an outcast among the students, even though he was basically trying to do right by a girl who was kind to him. Ultimately I sympathise so far as being unable to apologise for something I know that I didn't do wrong, and his agonising over it is incredibly realistic.
つまり大友京子への加害を防ぐためにお前は何の反論も行わなかった。
It might sound odd, but this entire episode so far has oddly made me feel even more appreciation for each character and their comedic qualities, since I now know them as characters. I know what he went through, I know the president helped him and continues to show him kindness, and that makes it all mean so much more to me.
よく耐えたな。お前はおかしくなんてない。
うるせえバーカ。
Oh, heck yes, boy!
お前らに
林先輩泣いてんですか？
ユウ君が悔しそうにしてるの見たら私もすごく悔しくなっちゃって。
Oh man, this has just oddly been one of my favourite episodes, and I felt terrible that he lost by such a close margin. Nice bait and switch, by the way. And now she's there being all wholesome, and yeah, it's just been such a great episode. Really taking this anime to another level, I think.
大丈夫？
石上くんへこみすぎやで。
どうした？
This moment just reminds me so much of the end of The Shape of Voice. Amazing movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, fix that right away. And yeah, if you know the movie, you'll know my reference. That was so well done. In fact, they can go ahead and take 2 wins for how well this episode was put together. I'm in awe of it. Gonna go right on ahead and drop a final win here for episode 11. He really got into the sports day by the end of it, becoming thrilled by his team's overall victory, and his efforts were appreciated and fully understood by the whole student council, and that just meant a lot to me. One of the best episodes ever.
次は藤原さんと白金君。カモン。なあ、もっと自然。
Start of the episode picture taking by some older man creating humorous moments related win. I simply adore the extreme levels of dedication involved to accurately and beautifully animate these characters moving around at a distance. I'd be a big fat liar wrapped in a coat of lies if I made out that this scene didn't punch me in the gut extremely hard. They had a similar moment, if I recall, at the end of season 1, where she just wanted to go and see the fireworks with her friends and was crying, and then finally she is able to. It's the notion that she lost all of those precious memories from throughout the season that just hits me, man. Very beautifully put together with that soulful music as well.
そんなに俺とお揃いがいいのか？おかわいいやつね。
Him doing the first how kawaii moment of the series, I think anyway, and her statement right afterwards just really had me cracking up.
先輩が落ち込むことって何ですかね？
身内の不幸。
Dude, I freaking love it! They just all of a sudden do a first person view behind his lovely curtains for no reason. It's not even part of a bit.
前の携帯が壊れた時、全部なくしてしまったと思ってたのに、かえって前よりいっぱいになってしまいました。
No long-winded win right here, just simply stating I had a beam of a smile across my face right here.
って何ですか？やろう
藤原先輩落ち着いてくださいよ。
Kawaii!
お前たちに指図できることなど一つもない。だが、たった一つだけ約束してほしいことがある。愛する仲間。愛する女が困っていたら、何としても守ってやるのが男だ。そういう男になれ。俺がお前に求めるのはそれだけだ。
ちの言葉を息子は
さあ次篠宮の番。
ガン無視した。
はい、頑張れ篠宮。
Oh dear lord, I didn't expect that even one little bit, bruh. They got me so hard on that. I swear everyone watching must have thought he was going to bite the bullet and pop it. There's no way anyone saw that coming after that sweet flashback scene. No way! What an absolutely brilliant way in which to end the series, with the balloon blowing up and everyone getting their moment in the sun as the voice actors are displayed alongside their characters. Let's go right on ahead and drop a final win for the end of the episode. I've loved this season. It was just as great as the first. In fact, I'd say it was a slight improvement overall actually. As always, if you loved my video, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. You can also join up to our Discord using the link in the description. Of course, if you want to show true appreciation, then pledging on my Patreon, whatever you'd like to, would be great. I have numerous tiers with awesome rewards like exclusive videos, and you can now pledge for an entire year and get a sweet discount of 10% while you do it. Thanks so much for watching, and of course I'll see you in the next video. Nathan Burr, Bird Without a Word, Arias Olivari, Aidan White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Chris Harris, Yona Schal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Consul Peasant 12, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Sentimento, Jeffa 6263, Amy San, Silva, Master Tank, Oogie, Kevin Nauta, Stefia, Brendan Kriya, Storm 970, Mr. Waffles 64, Theodore Quackens, Kaj Vorzoma, Jordan Samuels, Amya Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue, Yagai 7636.